Some people are invisible until they speak. Fade in. Manhattan. 52nd floor. The glass tower catches the dying sunlight like a blade. Inside, Marcus Holloway, 48, stands before floor-to-ceiling windows. Armani suit. Patek Philippe watch. Eyes like frozen steel. Behind him, his office, a temple of excess. Mahogany desk. Original Rothko on the wall. The city spreads below him like a conquered empire. His phone buzzes. Forbes notification, Marcus Holloway's fund hits $47 billion. The man who never loses. He doesn't smile. Winners don't celebrate. They dominate. The door opens. His assistant speaks softly, afraid to disturb his meditation. Mr. Holloway, the evening cleaning crew is here. He doesn't turn. Then let them clean. His reflection in the window shows a man who has everything. Except the one thing he lost. The world of Marcus Holloway. Power is a drug. And Marcus was an addict. Flashback sequence. Trading floor. 1999, young Marcus screaming into phones. Numbers burning across screens. He makes $12 million in 18 minutes. Cut 2, private jet. Champagne. Models. Moscow to Monaco in 3 hours. Cut TO, charity gala. Marcus writes a check for $5 million. Cameras flash. He doesn't look at the charity representative. Just walks away. Cut 2, board meeting. Marcus fires a CFO. The man begs. Has 3 kids. Mortgage. Marcus checks his watch. Security will escort you out. Back to present. His penthouse apartment. $95 million. Empty. He eats alone. Sushi from Masa. $800 per person. He tastes nothing. His phone rings. His brother. He declines. On his nightstand, a photograph. Face down. He hasn't looked at it in 7 years. The encounter. Respect is not given. It's recognized. 11:47 p.m. Marcus works late. The office empty except for the hum of computers and the distant sound of a vacuum cleaner. He steps out to get water. The hallway dim. Motion sensor lights flickering on. That's when he sees her. Elena Morales, 52. Navy blue uniform. Gray hair pulled back. Rubber gloves. Pushing a cleaning cart. She's wiping down the marble reception desk with careful, precise movements. Marcus walks past her. She doesn't look up. He stops. Turns. You missed a spot. He points to a perfectly clean surface. Elena pauses. Looks at the desk. Then at him. Her eyes, dark, intelligent, tired, meet his for exactly 1 second. She says nothing. Just wipes the spot again. Marcus smirks. You're welcome. He walks away. But something bothers him. The way she looked at him. Not with fear. Not with anger. With something else. Recognition. The second night. Cruelty is the language of empty men. Next evening. Marcus stays late again. Deal in Singapore. Conference call at midnight. Elena appears. Same cart. Same quiet efficiency. She empties his trash. Wipes his desk. Moves like a ghost through his empire. Marcus ends his call. $340 million deal. Closed. He leans back, satisfied. Elena reaches for his coffee cup. Still half full. Leave it, he snaps. She withdraws her hand. He studies her. Weathered hands. Wedding ring. Cheap shoes, worn down at the heels. How long have you worked here? 14 years, sir. Her voice, educated. Accent present but controlled. 14 years. And what have you accomplished? Silence. That's what I thought. He turns back to his screen. You can go. Elena doesn't move. Is there something else? His voice ice. No, sir. But she lingers. Just 1 second. Looking at the Rothko on his wall. Do you know what that painting is worth? Marcus asks, testing her. Money can't measure everything, Mr. Holloway. His eyes narrow. What did you say? Nothing, sir. Excuse me. She leaves. Her cart squeaking down the marble hallway. Marcus stares at the empty doorway. Who the hell was that? The fracture. Pride comes before the fall. Always. Friday evening. Marcus hosts clients. 8 hedge fund managers. Whiskey that costs $2,000 per bottle. Cigars from Cuba. They laugh. Tell stories of conquest. Companies destroyed. Fortunes made. Elena enters to empty trash. They don't notice her. She's furniture. One manager, Gerald Price, 55, drunk and loud. Marcus, remember when you shorted Henderson's company? Beautiful. He called you crying. Begged you to stop. They laugh. What did you tell him? Another asks. Marcus swirls his whiskey. I told him business isn't personal. Then I shorted another 1,000,000 shares. Roaring laughter. Elena empties the trash near them. Her hands moving methodically. Gerald notices her. Hey, sweetheart. Get us more ice, would you? She stops. I'm not waitstaff, sir. I'm cleaning services. Oh, excuse me, Gerald mocks. How elite. The room erupts in laughter. Marcus says nothing. Just watches. His silence is permission. Elena's jaw tightens. She nods once. Continues her work. But as she passes Marcus, she speaks. Quiet. Meant only for him. Your father would be ashamed. The room goes silent. Marcus stands. Slow. Deliberate. What did you say? Elena turns. No fear in her eyes. I said your father would be ashamed. You don't know anything about my father. I know he didn't raise you to mock people who work hard. The clients exchange glances. This is theater. Marcus steps closer. Voice lethal. Get out. Elena holds his gaze for 3 seconds. An eternity. Then she leaves. Gerald breaks the silence. Jesus, Marcus. Fire her. Marcus sits down. Refills his glass. But his hand shakes. The photo. Every man has a ghost he runs from. 3 a.m. Marcus can't sleep. Her words circle his mind. Your father would be ashamed. He goes to his study. Opens the bottom drawer. The photo he keeps face down. He picks it up. Marcus, age 11. His father, Robert Holloway, standing behind him. Blue-collar uniform. Factory worker. Hands stained with oil. Smiling. Proud. Marcus remembers. Flashback. Young Marcus embarrassed at school. Kids mock his father's job. Call him poor. Call him stupid. Marcus comes home. Dad, why don't you get a better job? Robert smiles. Because this job feeds you. Clothes you. Sends you to that school where you're learning. I'm not ashamed of what I do, son. Never be ashamed of honest work. But the other kids. The other kids don't define your worth. You do. By how you treat people. Not by how much money you have. Back to present. Marcus sets the photo down. Face up this time. His father died when Marcus was 19. Heart attack. On the factory floor. Marcus became everything his father wasn't. Rich. Powerful. Respected. But his father's voice haunts him. How you treat people. The investigation. Sometimes the truth hides in plain sight. Monday morning. Marcus arrives early. Calls HR. Elena Morales. Cleaning services. I want her file. Sir, we don't typically. Now. 10 minutes later. He reads. Elena Morales. Age 52. Native of Colombia. Immigrated 1998. Works night shift, 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Perfect attendance. 0 complaints. Then something catches his eye. Previous employment, Universidad de los Andes, Bogotá. Professor of Economics, 1992 to 1998. Marcus reads it again. Professor of Economics. He scrolls down. Publications, Microfinance and Rural Development in Latin America, 1995, Ethical Investment Strategies for Emerging Markets, 1997. His blood runs cold. Reason for leaving, political instability. Death threats against faculty. Fled with family. Credentials not recognized in U.S. visa restrictions prevent academic employment. He closes the file. This woman, this janitor, was a goddamn economics professor. He sits back. Mind racing. She didn't just clean his office. She read his desk. Saw his documents. His strategies. His numbers. And she understood everything. The confrontation. Pride and shame share the same moment of birth. That night. Marcus waits. Elena arrives at 6:15 p.m. Starts her routine. He steps out of his office. Elena. She turns. Surprised. Mr. Holloway. I read your file. Her expression doesn't change. But something flickers in her eyes. Guard going up. Why didn't you tell me? His voice not angry. Confused. Almost vulnerable. Tell you what, sir? That you were a professor. That you have a PhD in economics. She sets down her spray bottle. Removes her gloves. Slowly. Would it have mattered? Silence. You saw me as a janitor, Mr. Holloway. That's all you needed to see. That's not fair. Isn't it? Her voice soft but cutting. You judged me in 3 seconds. My uniform. My cart. My accent. You decided who I was before I spoke a word. Marcus has no response. Elena continues, I've cleaned your office for 14 years. I've seen your strategies. Your models. Your risk assessments. She pauses. You're brilliant, Mr. Holloway. But you're reckless. You leverage too heavily. You chase returns that don't exist. And one day, it's going to collapse. You don't know what you're talking about. Don't I? She walks to his desk. Points to a document. His newest fund strategy. This. Right here. You're short-selling tech companies at a 40-to-1 leverage ratio. One market shift and you're wiped out. Marcus stares at her. Last month, she continues, you could have closed at a 300% gain. But you got greedy. Now you're exposed. And you don't even see it. How do you? Because I was you once. Different country. Different market. Same arrogance. Her story. We all fall. Some of us climb back up. Elena sits. Uninvited. Marcus doesn't stop her. In Colombia, I had everything. Tenure. Respect. A beautiful home in the mountains. My husband was a journalist. We had a daughter. Sophia. Her voice steady. But Marcus hears the tremor underneath. Then the cartels came. My husband wrote articles exposing them. They warned him. He didn't stop. So they came to our home. She looks at her hands. They killed him in front of Sophia. She was 9 years old. They told me I was next. That she was next. Marcus feels something break inside his chest. We fled with nothing. Crossed borders. Slept in shelters. I applied to universities here. Sent my credentials. My publications. My research. She laughs. Bitter. No one cared. Foreign degrees. Insufficient. Start over. But I couldn't afford to start over. Sophia needed food. School. Medicine. So you became a janitor. So I survived. She looks at him. I took the only job I could get. Night shift. $14 an hour. And I've worked every night for 14 years. Where's Sophia now? Elena's face transforms. Pride breaking through pain. Harvard Medical School. 3rd year. Full scholarship. She's going to be a surgeon. Marcus swallows hard. Every night I clean these offices, Mr. Holloway. I see men like you. Brilliant. Successful. Powerful. And I see them throw away opportunities. Disrespect people. Forget what matters. She stands. I don't judge you for your wealth. I judge you for your waste. She picks up her gloves. My shift isn't over. Excuse me. She walks away. Marcus sits in his $8,000 chair. In his billion-dollar tower. And feels smaller than he's ever felt in his life. The revelation. Sometimes wisdom comes dressed in work boots. Marcus doesn't go home. He pulls Elena's publications. Reads until dawn. Her work is brilliant. Groundbreaking. She predicted the 2008 crisis in a 1997 paper. Nobody listened. He finds her economic models. They're more sophisticated than his. She wasn't just reading his documents. She was correcting his mistakes in her head. Morning light breaks over Manhattan. Marcus makes a decision. The offer. Redemption begins with 2 words, I'm sorry. 6 p.m. Elena arrives for her shift. Finds Marcus waiting. Elena. Can we talk? She's guarded. If this is about. I'm sorry. She stops. I'm sorry for how I treated you. How I dismissed you. You were right. About everything. He takes a breath. I looked at your work. Your research. You're not just good. You're better than most of the people who work here. Mr. Holloway. I want to hire you. Real job. Chief Risk Officer. $450,000 base salary. Benefits. Office. Whatever you need. Elena stares at him. You're offering me a job because you feel guilty. I'm offering you a job because I need you. My fund is exposed exactly where you said. I checked. You're right. I'm leveraged too heavily. I need someone who sees what I miss. He meets her eyes. I need someone who isn't afraid to tell me the truth. Elena is quiet for a long time. No. Marcus blinks. What? I said no. Elena, this is. I know what it is. It's your guilt trying to buy my forgiveness. She picks up her cart. I don't need your job, Mr. Holloway. I have a job. It's honest work. It feeds my daughter. It keeps me humble. It reminds me every day that my worth isn't tied to a title or a salary. She starts walking away. Then what do you need? Marcus calls after her. She stops. Turns. I need you to change. The crash. The universe has a way of teaching the unteachable. 3 weeks pass. Marcus tries to adjust his positions. But he's too late. Market volatility. Tech sector collapse. Exactly what Elena predicted. His fund loses $3.2 billion in 18 hours. Board meeting. Emergency session. They're furious. How did you not see this coming? Marcus has no answer. Because someone did see it coming. And he didn't listen. He closes his positions. Takes the loss. The news explodes. Marcus Holloway's billion-dollar mistake. His reputation, built over 30 years, cracks in a day. That night, he sits in his office. Alone. The Rothko mocking him from the wall. Elena arrives. Her shift. She sees him. Starts to leave. Elena. Wait. She turns. You were right. About everything. The leverage. The risk. The arrogance. He laughs. Empty. I lost $3 billion because I thought I was smarter than everyone. Including you. I'm sorry, she says quietly. Don't be. I deserved it. He looks at her. That night. When you said my father would be ashamed. You were right. He would be. Because I became everything he warned me not to become. Elena sits across from him. My father was a factory worker. Died when I was 19. I spent my whole life trying to be different from him. Richer. More successful. More respected. His voice cracks. But he was a better man than I'll ever be. It's not too late, Elena says softly. Isn't it? My husband used to say something. You can't change the past. But the past can change you. Let it make you better, not bitter. Marcus wipes his eyes. How do I start? The transformation. Greatness isn't what you build. It's what you give. 6 months later. Marcus restructures his entire operation. He brings in diverse voices. Creates a risk committee. Makes Elena an external consultant. She refuses employment but agrees to advise. He visits his father's grave for the first time in 7 years. He calls his brother. They talk for 3 hours. He starts a scholarship fund. For children of immigrants. Kids whose parents work night shifts. Kids like Sophia. He names it the Robert Holloway Foundation. After his father. The trading floor culture changes. He fires the cruelest voices. Promotes the ethical ones. Profits drop. But sustainability grows. One evening, Elena finishes her shift. Marcus is there. I have something for you. He hands her an envelope. Inside, a check. $2 million. And a letter. Elena. This isn't charity. It's payment for 14 years of consultation you provided without asking for compensation. Every document you saw. Every strategy you evaluated in silence. Every error you could have prevented if I had listened. Use it for Sophia's medical school. For your retirement. For anything. But mostly, I want to say thank you. You saved my career. But more importantly, you saved me. With deepest respect and gratitude, Marcus. Elena reads it. Tears running down her face. I can't accept this. Yes, you can. Because you earned it. The final conversation. The measure of a man is not what he has. It's who he becomes. 1 year later. Marcus's office. Smaller now. He downsized. Donated half his wealth. Elena enters. Not in uniform. In professional clothes. She's teaching again, part-time at Columbia. Her credentials finally recognized. You did it, Marcus says, smiling. Professor Morales. Adjunct professor, she corrects. But yes. They sit. Old friends now. I have something to tell you, Marcus says. I'm stepping down. From the fund. I'm starting something new. A non-profit. Microfinance for immigrant entrepreneurs. I remembered your paper. From 1995. Elena's eyes widen. You read that? I read everything you wrote. You were right about all of it. He leans forward. I want you to run it with me. Co-founder. Equal partnership. Marcus. Before you say no, hear me out. I have the capital. You have the expertise. Together, we can actually help people. Real people. Like your husband wanted to do. Like my father would have wanted. Elena is quiet. Then she smiles. Equal partnership? Equal partnership. She extends her hand. Then let's change some lives. They shake. Outside, the sun sets over Manhattan. The city glows. Two people, from different worlds, different paths, different wounds, building something new. Together. The message. She said something that stunned him. She said, your worth isn't in your wallet. It's in your wake. Fade to black. Text appears. In every corridor, there's someone you underestimate. In every uniform, there's a story you don't know. In every face you ignore, there's a wisdom you need. The janitor. The cashier. The driver. The clerk. They're not invisible. You're just not looking. Elena Morales now runs the Holloway Morales Foundation, providing microloans to 40,000 immigrant families. Sophia Morales graduated Harvard Medical School and works at a community hospital in Queens. Marcus Holloway lives in a 3-bedroom apartment. He takes the subway. He's never been happier. He keeps a photo on his desk now. Face up. His father. Smiling. Proud. Final image. Marcus and Elena. Walking through a community center they built together. Surrounded by families they've helped. Laughing. Working. Present. A janitor's cart sits in the corner. On it, a sticker, respect every worker. Fade to black. Final text. The most powerful thing you can say isn't, I have money. It's, I was wrong. And the most valuable thing you can hear isn't financial advice. It's the truth from someone brave enough to speak it. The end. Dedicated to everyone who works in the shadows and carries wisdom in their silence. You are seen. You matter.